Did you know that only 5% of people over 70 can do these 5 seemingly simple things? Sounds surprising, doesn't it? But this isn't a statistic meant to scare you. In fact, it's a hopeful reminder. You can absolutely be part of that 5%, and it's never too late to start. I know aging often comes with a lot of assumptions, that the body will weaken, that the mind will become foggy, that you should accept decline as inevitable. But have you ever asked yourself, what if I don't believe that? What if you dared to challenge the idea of age-related decline? Welcome to Life in Words, where we explore a whole new chapter of life together. A chapter of strength, clarity, and meaning, no matter your age. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss more inspiring videos like this. And if you're watching and thinking, yes, I refuse to live a limited life in old age, then give this video a like and comment, I'm ready, below, so I know we're walking this journey together. Because today's video will reveal 5 very simple yet incredibly powerful things, and if you can maintain them, they might completely change the quality of your life after 70s. Are you ready? Let's begin with the first one, a simple test your body will thank you for later. If you can sit down on the floor and get back up without using your hands or any support, congratulations. You've just passed one of the most important full-body health tests for older adults. Dr. Anthony Keller, a geriatric specialist at Stanford University, calls it the independence test for aging. It doesn't just measure muscle strength, it reflects flexibility, balance, and joint health. These are the building blocks of an independent, empowered life. Just imagine, what if one day you fell to the floor and couldn't get back up? No one around, no phone nearby. That moment wouldn't just be physically scary, it would hurt your confidence and dignity. Clara, a 78-year-old grandmother from Oregon, once shared, I realized I couldn't get up after bending down to pick up my grandchild's toy. I just sat there, panicked and embarrassed. That's when I told myself, I need to change. And she did. Not through a miracle, but through simple daily movement. She practiced sitting and standing from a chair, gentle morning stretches, and even included lying on the floor and getting up as part of her routine. 6 months later, Clara wasn't just able to get up. She felt more confident walking outdoors alone. Here's the good news. This ability can be improved at any age. The human body, even in its later years, responds beautifully to movement. Training doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs consistency and a little determination. If you're watching this and wondering, could I really do this? The answer is yes. And if you've tried and struggled to get up from the floor before, leave a comment saying, I will train, because that's the first powerful step toward reclaiming your freedom. Great. Now, let's move on to part 2, where your seemingly small hands can actually say a lot about your longevity, health, and future. Can you carry a bag of groceries on your own? It may sound trivial, but science sees it differently. Grip strength is one of the strongest predictors of overall health and lifespan in older adults. According to a 25-year study in the UK, people with below-average grip strength had a 67% higher risk of death compared to those with stronger hands. Not because grocery bags are too heavy, but because weak hands often signal a wider decline in muscle mass, heart function, brain health, and the nervous system. Take Thomas, an 82-year-old man from Maine. He was once diagnosed with early signs of memory loss, but the first test his doctor gave him wasn't a brain scan. It was a grip strength test using a simple hand squeeze device. The result? Very low. But instead of giving up, Thomas took action. Each morning, he squeezed a rubber ball for 5 minutes. Each evening, he used a resistance band while watching TV. Just 3 months later, he could carry his groceries without help, open a cookie jar without calling his grandson. And most importantly, he felt alive again. You see, hands aren't just for opening jars or carrying bags, they're the key to independence. Lose hand strength, and you begin to lose the ability to care for yourself. Bathing, dressing, eating. But here's the good news. You can improve grip strength at any age. Starting today, try squeezing a rubber ball, wringing out a wet towel, using a water bottle as a mini dumbbell, or simply opening jars yourself instead of asking for help. And if you're still watching, drop a comment. My hands, my strength. So I know you're ready to take back control. Amazing! Now we're on to part 3. The stair test. A signal from your heart and legs, where one simple action can reveal so much about your health and your future. Can you climb 10 steps without stopping to catch your breath? If you can, congratulations. Your heart is still in fighting shape. But if you start gasping for air, sweating, or your legs feel shaky by step 5, this may be more than fatigue. It could be a warning sign from your cardiovascular system and muscles. A study from the University of Coruña in Spain showed that your ability to climb stairs quickly is a strong indicator of heart health. People who could climb 4 flights of stairs in under 90 seconds had a significantly lower risk of heart disease and early death. At age 78, George from Vermont believed avoiding stairs was the smart thing, because everyone told him older people should be careful. But avoiding stairs meant avoiding movement. His leg muscles weakened. His heart struggled. He became short of breath. Even simple errands or visiting friends with stairs became exhausting. Until one day, George decided to change. Every morning, he stepped up and down his front porch 10 times. It was hard at first, but he stuck with it. A few weeks later, he could climb 2 floors without holding on to the railing. And for the first time in years, he attended his granddaughter's birthday in her 3rd-floor apartment without needing help. Stairs are not the enemy. They're silent teachers, helping you stay strong and free. You don't have to climb 10 floors. Just a few steps a day, consistently, makes a big difference. Add in some sit-to-stand exercises from a chair without armrests, and your leg strength will thank you. If you've made it this far in the video, comment, "I choose to rise, not retreat," as a daily reminder to stop avoiding and start climbing 1 step at a time. Great! Now let's move on to part 4. Memory. Keeping your mind sharp and clear, where you'll see that mental clarity isn't a gift reserved for youth, but the result of daily practice, whether you're 70 or 90 years old. Have you ever walked into the kitchen and forgotten what you were going to get? Or found yourself talking and unable to recall the name of an old friend? Don't be too quick to write it off as just aging. The truth is, memory doesn't decline just because you grow older. It declines because you don't use it. Our brains are like muscles. If they're not exercised, they weaken. But when you challenge yourself daily, your brain can still grow, form new connections, and learn new things. And this holds true even in your 80s or 90s. Ellen, an 82-year-old woman living alone in Oregon, once said she felt her memory drifting after her husband passed. But one day, she decided to learn French, a language her late husband loved. At first, it was just 5 minutes a day on an app, which later turned into 20 minutes. 2 months later, she could count in French, form simple sentences, and remember the names of neighbors she often forgot. It wasn't the French language itself, but because her brain had woken up after a long slumber. Science shows that older adults who frequently learn new skills, read books, have deep conversations, or play mind games like Sudoku, chess, or even musical instruments maintain higher mental clarity. They're less likely to experience dementia, and most importantly, they feel alive. Physical activity also plays a big role. When you walk, bike, or garden, your brain receives the blood and oxygen it needs to function better. And the best part? You can start today. Read a chapter of a book. Call an old friend. Memorize a phone number instead of storing it right away. Or try rewriting this paragraph from memory. If you're still watching, comment, "I exercise my mind every day," as a commitment to lifelong mental clarity. Wonderful! Now we come to the most important part, the one that touches the heart deeply, where physical strength cannot replace purpose in life. The reason you keep going. James, 78, a former mechanical engineer, had 3 children and a wife he loved more than anything. But after his wife passed and his children moved away, he said, "I'm still breathing, but my heart feels like it's gone." One morning, James happened to find an old letter his granddaughter wrote to him when she was 10, with the words, "You're my hero, Grandpa." That day, he bought a notebook and began writing down his life story, from the days when he first learned his trade, to fixing machines in the middle of snowstorms, to his first kiss with his late wife. He didn't just write. He lived again. He laughed, he cried, and he remembered how meaningful his life had once been. A year later, that notebook became a 21st birthday gift for his granddaughter. And the thing that reminded James that he was still needed in this world. Losing direction after retirement, after children grow up, or after a partner passes away, is something many people face. No one can predict the losses of old age. But you can choose not to let them take away the rest of your life. Science shows that those who have a clear sense of purpose, whether it's something small like planting a tree, journaling, or helping a neighbor with groceries, live longer, have fewer health problems, and recover emotionally better. Because when your soul has an anchor, your body stays strong. Purpose doesn't need to be grand. It just needs to give you a reason to wake up every morning. Whether you're 60, 75, or 90 years old, you can still start writing, drawing, singing, watering plants, or simply having a kind conversation with someone. No one is too old to create value. No one is ever too late to live with purpose. If you're still watching, comment, "I'm living with purpose." And if you know someone who needs to hear this, please share this video with them. You're not just sharing information, you may be saving a soul that's lost its way. Don't forget to subscribe to the Life in Words channel, because stories like this will continue to nourish your heart.